If your Venus is in Pisces, this relationship reading is for you. Not being you. You are trying to project a perfect image, but it's not really you. Be yourself. Okay, I've already pre-shuffled. I got a spread here that I developed just for this reading. The Lovers. Good way to start out. You have a long-term relationship or a relationship that's pretty serious. This is you here. Focused in on your relationship. Four of Swords reversed. A little bit restless in your thinking. Taking something quite seriously with the Fool reverse. Ten of Swords. You're doing it to harm yourself, really. It's self-destructive. And the Ten of Cups. Everything is actually quite all right, but you're concerned about a family issue or family matter here. You've been thinking a lot about it. You're trying to take things pretty seriously. You want to look ahead to the future and make future plans about your home life, family life. Four of Wands there as well. Seven of Pentacles, you're taking stock of what's going on in your relationship and making sure that everything is in tip-top shape. Your person, Pisces, Venus, what are they up to? King of Pentacles. They're focused on their finances, on their money and wealth. They may have been, I'm a Pisces, Venus, and my person's been watching a bunch of videos about personal finance and investments and shit lately. And I'm like, you don't even do any of that. I take care of that. But anyway. Anyway, they may be focused on their money lately, and focused on their career. What else about them? High Priestess, they're in touch with their intuition. They have an inner guidance system. The word secrets is coming up, though I don't find it to be nefarious in energy. It's more just like they're sort of holding something closer to their chest. What is that? Dependency, Nine of Pentacles, the world coming to an end, or what they're doing outside in the world, death reversed. No major change or resistance to change. They may be concerned that you are financially dependent on them or that they're financially dependent. Someone's financially dependent. And that there needs to be a major change with how that they or someone else is showing up in the world. So like, if someone's not going to go get a job or they're being argumentative, they've got a different, there's differing ideas between you about like how money's coming in or what the priorities are. Their priorities clearly about money. Your priorities more about matters about your relationship and its long-term path and where y'all are going, and even about family. They're just like, are we bringing in enough money right now? What's the issue between you? Queen of Wands, Six of Cups. Okay. So Queen of Wands could be you, could be them, but I just see it as like the feminine energy in the relationship is practicing unconditional love, wanting to share, taking things easy, being childlike in nature, or something's coming up from the past. There could also be an issue around children. And there's a lot of worry and anxiety around that, or at least something keeping someone up at night about that question. All right, so what do you want, Pisces Venus, in your relationship right now? Page of Swords reversed. Nine of Swords. You're being hard on yourself here. Two of Wands reversed. Kind of beating yourself up about not having proper future planning or any future planning, wrong plans. Queen of Pentacles reversed, being financially dependent, not having a lot of wealth. This could be internal or subconscious, or it could be conscious, but this is like just sort of a mental negative attitude, and it's showing up in what you want out of the relationship. So I think you have this expectation that your person is not very happy with you right now, and the way that you've kind of conducted yourself financially, or the way that you've conducted yourself with your future planning. And yeah, I think you're expecting the worst before it happens. Nine of Wands reversed. This is kind of having your boundaries down. Boundaries down to what? Page of Cups reversed. Negative emotional messaging. Yeah, I think that there's a pattern here, a mental pattern here where you haven't quite caught it yet, where you're pretty hard on yourself emotionally, and sort of a glass half empty attitude, at least when it comes to this subject around emotional matters, childhood, children, unconditional love, unconditional giving. It's like the naivete of it all, I think, is you kind of feel guilty about it, or bad for it, or it's almost like you want your person to or expect them to have a problem with your attitude about these matters. Okay. That's very complex there. So hopefully we'll get more into it. Your person, 5 of Wands. They also kind of enjoy the or are looking for, expecting a combative nature between you two, where there's argumentation and everybody's got a different idea, so that's what they expect. 2 of Swords, being in a crossroads, unable to make their own decisions. I think they expect you to kind of come in and make decisions for them at times. What else do they want? What do they really want? King of Swords. I mean, they just want to be wise and intelligent on decision making, be judicious in their thinking. They want to have high expectations out of life. 5 of Pentacles, they're sort of existing in a space of poverty consciousness at this time, which is probably why they're so focused on increasing their money, is because they feel that at the time of this reading, or when you're seeing it, that they're in a state of lack. All right, so what are you afraid of in the relationship, Pisces Venus? Hangman, Chariot reversed. You're afraid of having to take a new perspective outside of your control. You're afraid of having to give of yourself more than what you would desire to do, and that being forced upon you in a way that could really dash hopes and dreams, and put you in a really negative emotional mindset. So that makes sense. I think with the marriage, with this expectation here, it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy with the way that you really are hoping or expecting or presuming that they would be hard on you for kind of taking a Pollyanna or lighthearted approach to life. And then again, it's like if you're trying to start a family, or if you want to focus more on your family, or on staying home more, maybe you want to work out of the home, or just take more rest, not work as much. Because they're so focused on their finances, you're guilting yourself into thinking they have a problem with you. Meanwhile, they're over here thinking that you're going to continue to sort of, well, continue. I mean, I say that, I don't know if that's what's happened in the past, but like this is what they already expect out of you. So I would have to say continue. And this is a repeating thing from the past with the 6 of Cups. They're expecting you to argue with them about what should be done or what should happen, and so it kind of puts them at a crossroads where they're not able to make clear decisions. What are they afraid of in the relationship? What's your person afraid of, Pisces Venus? Ace of Swords, they're afraid of being an Ace of Wands, both reversed. They're afraid of being lied to. They're also afraid of being wrong, scared of being wrong. They're afraid of taking the wrong action. Empress reversed. They're afraid of running you off if you're the Empress. 10 of Pentacles, they're afraid of being beholden to a hierarchy greater than themselves as well. They want their freedom, but they also don't want to disappoint you, or and they also don't want to be under a strong sense of control. So it's kind of a tightrope that they're walking, but more than anything, it's very ties back into this. They are afraid of being controlled and being told what to do, but they also don't want to disappoint you. And yeah, Knight of Cups reversed. I think both parties are trying to be very forthright and honest and not sugarcoat things at this time. All right, so how do you see them right now, Pisces Venus? How do you see your person right now? Queen of Swords reversed. Knight of Pentacles. So you see them as having a steady income and being steady money, having a lot of potential, not exactly living up to it. Also with the Queen of Swords reverse, is someone who is too focused on the details and not seeing the bigger picture at times, can be quite harsh and critical. What you don't see, because this card fell out, what you don't see but you do perceive about them subconsciously is the Ace of Pentacles reverse. You see them as not being very good with money, or not very abundant, not having a lot of opportunities. Ace of Cups reversed to the base of the deck as well, being emotionally in an emotional drought, I want to say, where it's like a lot of depression or sadness exists there somewhere beneath the surface. At least that's your perception of them. Seven of Swords reversed. I think you're half right and half wrong. So that came out sideways as well. So it's like you have some insight, but at the same time, I think that making space for them, because they're in a state of becoming. And we did see over here King of Pentacles and High Priestess. They have a lot of intuition and wisdom. They're also getting the world here. I mean, they're at a precipice of a major change, but there's a codependency here. I feel that that's kind of holding them back, or at least this feeling that they think they need to be codependent, relying on your wisdom and your guidance here with the Hierophant. Like they see you as having the answers, being smarter, or being the one that's in control of the narrative, or what needs to be talked about, what needs to be decided. How do they see you? King of Wands reversed, bossy, no reason to be either. Egoistic. Knight of Cups, you get what you want. Man, this is reading me for filth, I know that. Hang in there though, we're gonna get some information for us. Queen of Pentacles reversed, dependent, also financially dependent, not financially wealthy. Six of Pentacles, greedy, taking more than you're giving. All right, so that explains why they're having issues around money and control and power struggles and all this other issue. So where does not being you, you're trying to project a perfect image, but it's not really you, be yourself. Where is that coming into play? I want to know that. Okay. Eight of Pentacles reverse. You're doing something new that you're not used to and not accustomed to and haven't done before. Okay. And what is that? The Star. Elevating yourself, being dreamy, putting yourself out there. It's sort of performance or performative. Why is Pisces Venus doing that? For whose benefit, I'm thinking. The Moon themselves. The Moon is a Pisces card, Ace of Cups, because it's an emotional fulfillment matter. Six of Swords is to move on from emotional heartbreak and sadness. I really wouldn't have thought that, but all right, so let's see. Angels, Ascended Masters, and loved ones, please connect and create a protected channel to source. How can you support your person? How can Pisces Venus support their person? Hermit reversed, Eight of Wands, Strength, Three of Cups. All right, so Hermit reverse, go out with them, get outside of the box, stop trying to analyze them so much or psychoanalyze them. Have conversation, communicate, do something spontaneous, a spur of the moment. Strength, have patience, discipline. Three of Cups, have fun, celebrate. Six of Pentacles at the reverse. Feeling like you control all the money and things like that, or that you are Devil reversed. Interesting. I think in the past you may have been more controlling with the money, but now maybe things have changed with the Devil reversed, but they still aren't seeing it. They're expecting negativity. Sorry about my sinuses. That's probably gross. Sorry. yeah, so with the Four of Cups, they're already expecting that same thing to be happening again and again. They're not seeing that there's a new offer, a new cup, that you've changed the way that your attitude is about money and controlling money. So therefore, this is the way that you can best support them to move out of that old perception of you, which is to go out with them, hang out with them, do things that are fun, kind of be willing to take more of a back seat or have personal discipline to make sure that you're able to do that together as a couple. What can you ask for them to support you with? Four of Cups, again, just realize that, like, hey, I'm kind of doing a different thing now. I'm a different person now. I have different values now. Make sure that, like, you're sort of saying, well, I know I used to do that, you know, and acknowledge that in the past, but then also call attention to, but why I'm doing this is to try to change my way, you know, and just have a dialogue about it, right? What else? Five of Swords, Ten of Wands. Be willing to do anything it takes to carry the burdens that y'all have together. There's a shared purpose and mission. Some things are nearly completed and just need cleaning up and finishing up. And it's important that you be willing to do whatever it takes to make that happen and not rest on your laurels or allow yourself to get away with things. And we also have the Strength here, which is like part of that whole conversation about self-discipline and pushing through to see something to its completion. We have Five of Pentacles here at the base. I think y'all have experienced a lot of poverty together. In order to grow out of that poverty consciousness, it's important that you put in the effort to finish up any ongoing projects or goals that y'all have set for each other in order to bring in the new opportunity for them to see y'all as abundant, for you to be able to move forward with all this emotional thing with family and children, or an easier lifestyle at the very least, or a happier or more emotionally fulfilled lifestyle. If you want to move forward with that, you got to finish up what you already started. All right, so what are you learning right now? What are you learning about right now, Pisces? Venus, Page of Wands reversed. Keeping your mouth shut. About what? Temperance. In order to keep the peace. Knight of Swords. To support others, to help others. Because it's what's best for them. Truth doesn't matter as much as being compassionate. And then you have the Knight of Cups reversed at the base, which would be to be brutally honest and direct. And this is talking about learning more to be more diplomatic, more fair, keeping your mouth shut at certain times. Yeah, you may think a certain way, or you may have a certain thought that popped into your head, but by, you know, holding your peace, keeping the peace, is able to actually help your person, because why is that? Why is it important that Pisces Venus keeps the peace at times for their person? The Moon. Because there's a lot of fear and uncertainty in them that can come up at times when you add in more of the mental chaos or the what ifs and the why fors. So even just like a passing thought that doesn't mean much to you, if you were to say it, your person could latch onto it and run with it in a way that could lead to a lot of negative emotional buildup and fearfulness, or even seeing you as being quite selfish or controlling or whatever. Like, this is a part of just showing them a different side of yourself. This is so interesting, like not being you, you know, like project a perfect image, but it's not really you, be yourself. And then we have the Justice here at the base of the deck. There's just something about keeping the peace that's more important than like your own authenticity. Like, you can be authentic to yourself all day long, but like it's almost like a reverse message here, where it's like it is important sometimes to wear a mask, or I don't know. It's a matter of keeping the peace. It all comes back to that. Some things aren't worth saying. They're not going to lead to anything prosperous or solve any problems or put anything out there. I think your person's already heard your truth enough at this point. They need to hear a new truth that's actionable here. Go out, hang out. Like, let's just have, lighthearted conversation. Let's have fun. Have your own discipline while doing so. You're working hard here at something with the Eight of Pentacles, and I think that's your own personal journey, and the more you talk about it and the less you show it, the more your person's going to be falling into this fearfulness and uncertainty and feeling like they have a lot of pressure on them for financial matters. You are working on it, but you're going to have to show it to your person. They're not going to just accept talk. Seven of Wands, they've reached a new ground on that. They don't just accept talk. They only accept action. So then, excuse me, what is your person learning about right now? Justice, their own sense of right and wrong and what's fair, balance, equilibrium, and egalitarianism. Eight of Swords reversed. They're slowly pulling themselves out of an old mental mindset that's really kept them trapped and stagnant for a very long time. So this is, again, like, in order to support them best, in this journey that they're going on, it's better that you just kind of keep your shit to yourself. Now, I'm not saying like if you're going through something that's emotionally traumatizing or some, there's something really weighing on your heart. Yes, but I mean like the everyday, like little flash in the pan thoughts that, don't have, like spend some time reflecting on some ideas before you share them with your person at this time, because some things are going to add into confusion and fear and uncertainty about you. They can be more certain about you and where you stand and how you love and what you want when you show through action. Otherwise, it's important just to let them do their own thing. Three of Pentacles reversed, behind closed doors. This is like, some things are probably worth better to keep private at this time. It's just such a weird message. And like, I don't ever want you to like, if you're listening to this and you've got some fucking really fucked up shit going on right now, this message does not apply to you. This is for people who are generally like in a pretty good place in their relationship and have even been together for quite a while, because I see the Lovers is like we have this shared path right at the beginning. This is like, do you need to just tell them like every little thing that passes through your head, or like every little thing that you're working on, or all these different thoughts and ideas? It's going to just scare and confuse them. The best idea right now is to keep some of this stuff to yourself. It's a matter of strategy with the Seven of Swords. It's a matter of strategy to both carry forward what you're working on, because what you're working on is unusual and strange with the Seven of Swords. It's unconventional. They may not understand it. As well as to protect their mindset and let them have the space to bring themselves into a place of better equilibrium without being so focused on you, because there's codependency all over this, and y'all just need to split your energies up at this time. Okay, so what are you releasing right now for your best interest? By the suggestion of your guides. Seven of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles reversed. I am reassessing and reconsidering things constantly to a place where things become very discombobulated and there's not a lot of forward momentum. Your person's very stable for the most part. They are working on some things right now. They're not able to create this stability and equilibrium in your own life. So this is something that you're going to have to like let go of, because they can't do this for you right now, which is constantly reassessing, okay, well, what if this and what if that? And there was a lot of questioning about pretty big issues here right at the beginning of the spread, telling me that like you're reconsidering like the entire place of where your path and journey is going. And like, I definitely am with you on that. And I'm also never here to tell you don't do that kind of stuff. But it's important that you recognize that doing it all the time and so frequently pulls a rug out from whatever you had previously decided on, even just like a few months before or whatever. There needs to be a bit of time for something to cook. An idea or a desire or a goal needs some time to cook, and you've got to bring it to fruition here. Do what it takes to bring something to a close and to completion before you start thinking about, okay, now let's try this other idea or let's go down this different path, because this has really destabilized your finances and the projects that you've worked on. Again, Eight of Pentacles, and get to a point where you've mastered something before you make a decision on whether it has value or not. What are they releasing for their best interests? Pisces, Venus's person. What are they releasing right now for their best interest by the suggestion of their guides? Four of Pentacles and Sun reversed. They have also okay, Five of Pentacles. So they're working on poverty consciousness right now. I think this is something that you've already gotten pretty well forward on, but being a lovers couple, again, right here at the beginning, you both transform simultaneously. There's no other way. So while you are working on jumping around from here, there, and everywhere, like with all these different ideas and not completing anything, they are simultaneously working on holding on to this idea that depression or sadness or feeling less than is like part of their identity. They're trying to shed an old identity of poverty consciousness and see themselves as being all the things they would like to be, of being wealthy. And first of all, they are financially responsible. They are a leader. Financially, they're very resourceful and they're a boss, period. They could even be self-employed or have the potential to be. They also have incredible intuition. They know truths right away. They can follow their guiding star on a lot of decisions that they make in their life and make great decisions for themselves. They have to see that, though. They aren't able to properly access how they actually are right now because they've become too aligned with this idea that they are less than or are impoverished in some way, or that they don't deserve happiness. And there's a lot of things going on with that. And again, we saw this with the Eight of Swords reversed with them. There's a lot of things that they're shedding right now. And so I think more than anything else right now, I know there's things that you want to do once they're in their place and you see them transforming, but it's not time yet. So to kind of step away from all that, work on finishing projects that you've already been working on. Give them space to transform themselves and to step into their full recognition of who they already are, which is a fucking amazing person here. And you're able to continue on the path with them. I know you've got these ideas, write them down, set them aside, get your shit finished. Whatever you were already working on, just follow through. It's a follow through thing here. Okay. So let's get a clarifying love situations, a card for you as to what you're going through right now. Frozen heart, empathy and warmth melts barriers for true connection. So I think that like this even goes back to like, how can you support them? Let's just have some fun with them, go out with them, do a little bit of celebration with them and whatnot. Just make sure that you're disciplined enough during that situation. For some reason that's coming up. Deeper water, step out of your comfort zone and explore new depths. Do some things that they like to do. And even if it scares you or it seems kind of like, I don't want to do that, like it would really mean a lot to your person. Hard for them in this situation. Hanging on, release the past and let yourself love again. Huge. Like, and I could see where that can mean a lot of different things about like past hurts or exes or different things like that. More than anything though, it's definitely talking about how they have been impoverished in the past. They have felt like they weren't worthy of love or they didn't have good judgment. They didn't work hard enough or whatever. And like they are coming around to the realization that they have absolutely had good judgment and deserve to be recognized for that and recognize themselves for that first and foremost. Anything else as a card in relationship to them? Refreshed romance. Cleanse past sorrows, be charmed anew, and embrace the joy of a fleeing. Again, it's just like, for right now, just go out and do some fun stuff together. Just enjoy these moments that are like kind of frivolous and superficial, but also like a little romantic, a little, jovial and just and lighthearted. And that helps with their healing, and it kind of helps you feel to continue to be connected to them and less guilty. Or the self-imposed guilt of like you're not doing enough or you're not moving forward to this new idea, or you need to help them, baby step them along, or even if you're like me, I sometimes feel that I'm not being honest or authentic if I don't say literally everything that's on my mind. And I think there's just been a lot of times where my partner's been like, I wish you didn't need to tell me that. Like, you just didn't need to tell me that. It's not relevant to our relationship. It didn't help me in any way. And especially in the past, like something that would have happened in the past. And then he'll be like, yeah, that didn't help at all. It didn't tell me anything new. It just freaked me out. And like, it's just the vomit of the mouth situation. That's not really necessary. So learning to balance and come to a greater balance and fair of keeping the peace and not saying things that could disrupt them emotionally or set them off balance. You love them, they know they love you. Y'all have a shared purpose together. That's all that should matter at this point. So learning to be a little bit more diplomatic. Pisces Venus, that's what we're working on. So our angels have something to say to us today. What is it? Pisces Venus, your angels have something they want to tell you today. Clear your mental and physical clutter. You will feel so much better. Say goodbye to your past and leave the baggage behind for good. In terms of clear your mental and physical clutter, just making sure you keep a clean space, a clean house, an organized house, donate things that you don't need anymore. Have a clear spaces, but also remember when you do spend time with your person to let go of your hopes, dreams, and wishes, to let go of your beating yourself up for not finishing different things, or like whatever it is, if you're not going to take action on it today, then why worry about it? Just be in that moment and enjoy the time that you have with your person. Make space for them to show up however they are, and make space for yourself to be however the fuck you want to be, say goodbye to your past, leave the baggage behind for good. I think this is a threshold for your person, and because it's a threshold for them, it's going to be a threshold for you of all new things that can come in. And with this at the base and the Ace of Cups right below it reverse, we're breaking the chain from feeling impoverished and emotionally drained. That's what's happening here. And with the Devil reverse, this is a long time coming. This is something that has been going on for a long, long time with you both, and you've reached a point of mastery here with the Three of Pentacles, where now you have a lot to offer. You're worked on something together and created something that is lasting. So, yeah, okay. Anything else? I feel like I don't want to leave this reading just yet. Let's get a card for you. Pisces Venus. 32:32 on the clock. I'm just keeping my mind open and nothing's flying out. So set that aside. What would your person want to say to you from their soul's depth if they had the courage? I want you. I bury myself in work to forget you. I know that I crossed the line with you. We need to let each other go. Okay. So ultimately, they also have guilt around the way that you've both been codependent. They are trying to make them better themselves and make themselves better by working harder, making more money, being focused on their money. They have their own guilt as well. And they understand we need to let each other go. Go burping. It's truth. Go forward in your own separate ways of self-development at this time. It doesn't mean break up or whatever. It just means there needs to be to reach a new level of interdependence rather than dependency and codependence, where y'all can be a better team. That's more come into yourselves. Yeah. I just keep like wanting to ramble on about this, and I think that's actually the end of the reading. And it's kind of funny because like I always feel like in my relationship, there's more to explore. There's more to think about. I need to do more. I need to do this. I need to do that. And there's sometimes the energy just trails off because there is more to come, but it's not like clear until you get closer to it. So maybe that's just kind of what Pisces Venus is feeling right now, what you're feeling right now, and I'm feeling right now is like you can sense that there's something coming and like you're just eager to like know everything that you can about it, but at this time it's just not clear enough and not enough choices and decisions have been made by yourself or your person at this time to be certain about what's going to happen next. So just work on, again, work on finishing what you've already started and you'll be chilling. So I hope that you enjoyed that. And if you did, please like and subscribe. I also have rising sign readings I do every month, as well as a new channel I started doing like investigative deep dives into different subjects. Good luck to you. Just go out and have a little bit of fun and don't take life so seriously. And until I see you next time, bye.